Hello there, my HQTs, and welcome to the Sunday game. It's 100% awesome to be here because we are back with our exciting game mode, the 100. Tonight, just a limited number of you will win big. By the time I finish with you, only the most brazen brains of the bunch will be left standing. Is it going to be you? I'm going to keep asking questions until 100 of you or fewer remain. And if you keep it 100, you will take home a nice chunk of change. I'm Sharon Carpenter, your Queen Elizabeth, and this is HQ Trivia. Well, if you're down with a winning crew, we've got cash coming right at you. And the rules are as simple. I'm going to ask you a series of questions from easy to hard. You've got 10 seconds to tap that answer. Get it correct, you move on. I'll keep on going until we've discovered the 100 squad who will split the cash prize. Do you have an extra life on stash? It can help you win pretty big this evening, that's for sure. You can use one in this game, but not after round 15, so use it wisely. Now, if you play close by two friends, you'll get a free eraser as well. That can help you loads too. Tonight, we are giving away a pop-in £1,000. That's right. Enough to get tickets to Euro 2020, which is all the talk right now, isn't it? Is coming home for sure this time. But before you spank the cash, you've got to bank that cash. Who's going to be part of the Hot 100 tonight? Let's find out. Let's get to the quizzing. Here we go with Q1. What follows the words "this time for" in the lyrics of Shakira's 2010 World Cup song, Antarctica, Africa, Aldershot? We didn't win that one either. Didn't come home that time. If you went for Aldershot, then you've missed the mark by a couple of thousand miles here. Maxing out the thermometer, it's Africa.
This time for Africa.
Yeah, love that song. This time for Africa. You knew that, didn't you? 51,000 of you working up a sweat already. This time for Q2. And here it is. In which British TV series does Sarah Lancashire play a Yorkshire police sergeant? Gloomy Vale, Chirpy City, Happy Valley. You're going to be under a vest if you get this wrong. It would be the most honest of the three, but they didn't call it Gloomy Vale, turning those smiles upside down. Not a very happy place, but it's Happy Valley is the name of the TV series. Of course, 47,000 of you. Very happy indeed, because you got that absolutely correct. Now, do not forget this Tuesday, we are bringing back the 100, but this time a Star Wars special edition. Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only help. See you there at 9 p.m. on Tuesday. Lightsabers and all. That's going to be so much fun. And so is this. Q3. Which of these major roads connects London and Dover? The O2, the U2, the A2. Which two of the three could it possibly be? That's like a 2-hour ride as well, 2-hour drive. They'll provide the soundtrack, but you can't ride U2 to Dover. They wouldn't like it very much. The only one made of tarmac is the A2, of course. You've been on it, I'm sure, many times. 45,000 of you are speeding forwards. And by the way, on Thursday, it's time for Bond. James Bond, yes, it's a 007 themed quiz. Shaken but not stirred. That's 9 p.m. this Thursday. So your Bond girls and boys better be ready for that one. And be ready for this. It's Q4. Which of these is a form of Japanese poetry? Haiku, karate, sushi. Remember, we're going for the Hot 100 tonight. What you know about this poetry? 3 wordy art forms, but who was germinated in Japan? Getting mathematical with your syllables. It's haiku, and a high 5 if you got that right. 44,000 of you did. Well done to you. We're moving on to Q5 coming at you. What is the favorite food of the dandy comic book character Desperate Dan? Cow pie, key lime pie, pizza pie. Don't get pied off. You will be desperate like Dan is. He looks like he ate all of them, doesn't he? But what made up most of Dan's diet? Far less tasty in the States. Cow pie. No, thank you. Doesn't sound too delicious to me. 28,000 if you're taking a slice for yourselves. That was a brutal one. We lost 14,000 of you there. Now, a huge pastry with horns sticking out of it. These pies were the source of Dan's super strength, kind of like Popeye and his hen rubbing. Remember that? How could you forget? Q6. Which of these actors has a sister who appeared as a contestant on The X Factor? Tom Hiddleston, Daniel Radcliffe, Robert Pattinson. They're the A-listers. She was hoping to be an X-lister. Now it's safe to say they have plenty of it, but this actor's sis didn't quite have the X Factor herself. More of a Hufflepuff than a Gryffindor. Robert Pattinson is the correct answer. And that was a tough one. That was brutal. That really was here on Q6. 15,458 if you got it correct. Now Lizzie sung her heart out at the audition. Take a look at this.
Feels like home to me. Feels like I'm all the way back.
Yeah, she's a good singer, but she didn't make it through to the live shows, unfortunately. All right, it's shout out time, everybody. We have Carl Rudolph with us, a long-time HQT. Hello to Michael, aka Mittens. Hi to Philip Penman. We've got Josh and his dad TJ as well playing along. Hi to Bisman Binu from Luke Stevenson. And hello, Belinda Simmons. Looking forward to work tomorrow. All of us are, of course. We always do. Good luck, guys. I hope you all make it into the 100 as we move on to Q7. What does the E stand for in the TV network ESPN, European Entertainment Electronic? What does that E stand for? You may have watched this network before. It's where the Americans got to watch European sport, but that's not what the E stands for. More woohoo than beep boop. It's Entertainment and Sports Programming Network. That's what it stands for. 11,248 of you are staying tuned in. ESPN used to only show Connecticut sporting events, but has gone slightly more global since then. Q8. Which of these is an Australian territory located in the Indian Ocean? Ascension Island, Easter Island, Christmas Island. Again, we're going to keep going and going until we find the 100 or fewer winners tonight. It's Australia's holiday home, and they named it after one of these holidays 23 days and 10,000 kilometers away. Christmas Island. Have you ever been there? 6,567 of you come bearing gifts. Another brutal one here on Q8. Unlikely to ever experience snow, the scorching island was simply named after the day it was discovered. Christmas in the baking heat sounds kind of nice to me. Q9, the first recipe for which dish appeared in a cookbook by a French chef in the late 1840s. Spotted dick, bread and butter pudding, upside down cake. Now here's a question I can sink my teeth into. We've got quite the dessert menu here, haven't we? But who first appeared in a book by Alexis Sawyer tastes far better than it sounds? Spotted dick, it had to be, didn't it? Did you get that one correct? That was another I'm going to go with a savage. We lost more than half of you there. We lost 4,000 of you, but 3,000, that was a sausage question to be exact. 3,112 of you spotted the correct answer, though. The pastry and dried fruit duo debuted in 1849 and has been making us snicker at restaurants ever since, because we're really immature, aren't we? Q10, the oldest recorded industrial strike, took place because of a dispute over which of these? Beer, hats, garlic. I wouldn't bicker over any of these. Would you? Somebody would. It's more about the money these days, but this hot commodity caused a bunch of pyramid builders to protest back then. Vital vampire protection, garlic is the answer. You're keeping your breaths fresh right now. Another savage. Double the sausage. Back-to-back sausage happening here on Q10. Look at that. Almost 3,000 of you gone. 851 of you holding on tight. A garlic allowance may sound stupid, but the ancient Egyptians refused to work without it. Give me my garlic and give it to me right now. Give me Q11 as well. What was the first song the Pet Shop Boys wrote together? Jealousy, West End Girls, It's a Sin. They were awesome back in the 80s. The Pet Shop Boys, yeah. It was their first #1, but West End Girls was not their first song. The greenest of sins, jealousy, and you're gonna be jealous if you got this wrong. 686 of you nailed it, though. Another brutal one. It's a brutal game today. Now, the duo sat on the song for 3 albums, finally giving in to the Green-Eyed Monster in 1991. Normally, this would be the last one, but not tonight. Q12. The Cenotaph in London was unveiled by which monarch? King Edward VII, King George V, Queen Victoria. The the Cenotaph. We did the honours. It's one of London's most sacred monuments, but who cut the ribbon on the Cenotaph, guiding us through World War I? It was King George V, and you're feeling pretty regal tonight. 633 of you holding on tightly. Well done. The monument was originally made of wood and plaster, but was upgraded to stone in 1920. We're upgrading to Q13. Lucky or not, here we come. Salvador Dali once gave a lecture wearing which of these? A beekeeping suit, a deep sea diving suit, a frog costume. Why? I have no bloody idea. Well, this is Dali we're talking about, so it really could have been any of them. Keeping his moustache dry. It was a deep sea diving suit. You're in at the deep end right now. 521 of you are. Dali genuinely started to suffocate, but the audience thought it was just part of his act. Luckily, a spanner-wielding poet stepped in to save his life. Phew. Q11. The line "Elementary, my dear Watson" first appeared in a novel by which of these authors? G.K. Chesterton, H. Rider Haggard, P.G. Wodehouse. They like their initials, these guys. Nothing elementary about this. And remember, this one, if you get it wrong, is your last chance to use your extra life, okay? Now, it's a line Conan Doyle never actually wrote for Sherlock, but whose book did it originate from? Parental Guidance Personified, P.G. Wodehouse. Wouldn't you know? That is the correct answer. 453 of you. You're killing it tonight. Now, the line was first uttered by Rupert Smith, Wodehouse's flamboyantly useless hero. All right, again, last chance to use your extra life. Ends in 3, 2, 1. Here we go with Q15. Which city features in the acronym of an Italian car company created there in 1899? Milan, Turin, Florence. What do you know about Italian car companies? Hopefully a lot. It's the most stylish of the three, but there is no M in Fiat. More of a shroud than a nightingale. It's Turin. That is the city in question here. 419 of you speeding forward. The company's full name is Fabbrica Italiana Automobile Torino. See, I speak Italian as well, which roughly translates to Made in Turin. All right, are you going to make it with Q16? What is the title of a late 19th century portrait by Sir John Millais of his grandson, Clouds, Bubbles, Stars? Because we love the kids. The portrait was originally called A Child's World, but that's before Millais rebranded it, floating up to the clouds when you blow them. It's bubbles. Break out the bubbly. How many of you are? 398 of you. Well done to you. Now, it may be his best known work, but John was less than pleased with the soap advert that made it famous. All right, you've answered 16 correctly. Can you make it 17? Here we go. Which of these Arctic Monkeys albums had a working title of Thriller, Suck It and See, AM, Humbug? You can't take Thriller. That's MJ's album. What did they end up calling it? 3 nerve-rattling albums, but which one had the thrilling temporary title? Scratch and sniff for your taste buds. Suck It and See. No suckers here. 317 of you nailing that one. The album had other working titles too, including the Rain-Shaped Shimmer Trap and the Thundersuckle Fuzz Canyon, whatever the hell that is. Q18. Which of these phrases was not used by Martin Luther King Jr. in his I Have a Dream speech? Song of Justice, Stone of Hope, Table of Brotherhood. We're gonna keep going and going. Your dream is to be part of the Hot 100, right? Now, he sure had a dream that this didn't turn up in it. The ditty of due process. It was Song of Justice. That was not in the dream. 217 of you doing yourselves justice. MLK's dream changed history. I guess my dream about being a flying washing machine probably doesn't cut it, does it? No. Let's speed on to Q19. The cover of the Pink Floyd album Animals shows a pig floating over which London landmark? Battersea Power Station, Wembley Stadium, Big Ben. Can you believe we're here? Q19 already. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's just a pig. 3 of the capital's most loved landmarks, but who popped up on a Pink Floyd album? Back when it wasn't a building site, it was Battersea Power Station. Did you batter that one? 202 of you, you've got the power. Now, there was an inflatable pig floating around London in July, but this one was spotted back in 1977. 2 different pigs there. Q20. In Harry Potter, which of these is not one of Dumbledore's middle names? Aberforth, Wulfric, Brian. got several middle names. This is not one of them. He's got 3 middle names, actually, but one of these definitely doesn't appear on Dumbledore's driving license, finishing just outside the medals. Aberforth is the answer that we were looking for here. 141 of you putting forth the correct answer. Aberforth is the bartender at the Hogshead pub and just so happens to be Dumbledore's brother as well, coincidentally. Q21, the finale of which of these sitcoms was not broadcast live in Times Square? Cheers, Friends, Seinfeld. 3 legendary shows. You don't get to see this one in Times Square, though. None of them went out with a bang, but who didn't even go out on the big screens, preferring to keep things informal anyway? Cheers, everybody. Who got that correct? 126 of you taking shots right now. Seinfeld was the first to say sayonara in style, though I still refuse to accept that Friends is over. Keep watching those repeats. Q22. Let's do this. Which of these academic institutions was founded by a German educator? The Open University, Gordonstoun, Eton. Over 200 of you doing really well tonight. I'm super impressed. If you went for the Open University, I am afraid you are getting closed out of this one. German idea, Scottish name. Gordonstoun is the answer that we were looking for. 108 of you still left in the game. You passed with flying colours. Kurt Hahn fled Germany during the Second World War, setting up the school later attended by Prince Philip and Prince Charles as well. Very prestigious. All right, 108 players left in the game. Is this going to be the final question? Let's find out. Q23. Which Tony Award-winning musical songs include Molasses to Ram and Buckminster Adams? Hamilton, 1776, Man of La Mancha. What feels good? You better put on a stellar performance. This could be the big one. You can sing Mr. Adams at any of them, but who won't kick you out for it? 242 years in the making. It's 1776. Who got it right? 104 of you got that correct, holding on tightly. Well done to all of you. Just 4 of you got it incorrect. Now, the show burst onto Broadway in the 60s, picking up a total of 3 Tony Awards during its run. 23 correct. We're heading to 24. A crucial letter to Britain from the king of which country was lost for 250 years when King George II ignored it? Burma, Ethiopia, Turkey. Yeah, he couldn't be bothered. Nah, just totally ignored it. They were all great empires, but who was big enough to ignore a golden ruby-encrusted letter teeming with tigers? Burma is the country in question here, and we've got 58 winners, my lovelies! Oh my goodness, oh my gosh, 58 winners tonight. Not the 100 squad, the 58 squad. You made it through 24 questions, double the usual amount of questions, and you're taking home £17 and 24p. Well done to you, Alex. We've got Freddie Band right there, little cutie. We've got Churdleys as well. We've got Where LPO, where? Well, the winner's circle, that's where. What are you lot going to do with the cash? Maybe buy hundreds of jelly beans, 100 bites of spotted dick, 100 socks, not pairs, but individual socks. There's a lot you can do with that cash. What a performance, HQ2. Whew. Our smartest brainiacs in today's game made the squad, 58 of you. Well done. You came to play. You played to slay. I'm Sharon Carpenter. Here's where you can at me, right here on the socials. And I will be back with you tomorrow for Movie Monday, of course. Yeah, so bring the popcorn. Don't forget it. That's happening at 9 p.m. So hope to see you there. Until then, have an awesome night and keep keeping it 100. Bye.